got chat going. Twitch is being a finicky little bitch today. But we're not putting it off any longer. What's going on, guys? MariK here. Playing some Kotor 2. I planned this. I think I planned this playthrough over a year ago. I think near the end of 2020. And, well, so much happened between now and then. It just didn't pan out. But we're here now. And we're doing it on PC with the restored content mod because, well, once you play with the restored shit, you can't really go back to the original, can you? I mean, you could, I suppose, but then you're missing out. And nothing is worse than knowing what you're missing out on. Alright. So we're going for a Mandalorian playthrough here. We're going all guns, no magic. No force powers, no lightsabers, none of that hocus pocus nonsense, or whatever the hell he called it. Nope, that's Hercule. I was trying to remember what Han Solo called it. We're gonna go ahead and create our character. Where's it at? Nope. This one and this one are pretty much the only ones that I ever really thought looked decent. And I'm gonna go with this one because I have hair. Attributes. God, I completely forgot how, like, shitty Kotor just is at loading shit. Alright, so we don't need strength. Again, we're not using no melee shits. But we do need some dexterity, and obviously we need constitution. That's going to be our health and all that shit. Intelligence, I mean, we need some to be able to use some skills. I don't know, is it wisdom or charisma? Charisma increases force powers, reduces the penalty for using them. Influences persuade. I don't really think we need that. Let's go ahead and put... We'll put it to 10. High wisdom adds modifiers to force powers and saving throws. So we need high wisdom to be able to avoid some shit. And we need good dexterity, good constitution. We got 10 points left. Let's put 2 more here, here. Right? Yeah. Where should we put these? I mean, I think these are the main ones you need. Obviously, knowledge and reasoning, modifiers for essential skills. So we'll leave intelligence here. And we'll do wisdom and dexterity, like that. That might be the way to do it. Yeah, I mean, let's try it. We're gonna get plenty of opportunities to increase that stuff anyways, and we may just you know, balance it across the way. Even numbers. Are you telling me you don't like that setup? Oh shit, that just erases it completely. Nope, we weren't gonna mess with that. That was it. 10. What did we have this at? These were 15 each, right? Somewhere around there. Where did we have the other points? Bonuses for even numbers. Well, I mean, but they'll go to even numbers, right? Or what if we do this? Do that 16, 16, and then 14, 10, and 10. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Skills. We have 4 skill points. We want treat injury as 1. Obviously awareness is something you need. If I use... between computer use and security, I feel like security is the one you need more than computer use. I don't think you need repair starting out. Persuade, meh. Don't need stealth starting out. Demolitions, meh. Computer use. Yeah, because I know there's some early shit to add to security. Yeah, we'll stick with that, I guess. Why not? This is all the stuff you get starting out. War Veteran, Jedi Sense, Force Jump, Jedi Defense, Proficiency in Melee, Lightsaber, Blaster, Sniper, Rapid. Okay. So I have 1 we can use. So if I don't need heavy armor, 2 weapon fighting I'm not going to need right now. Caution, Empathy, bonus to Persuade, Awareness, and Treat Injury. Conditioning's probably a good one. Toughness. I think toughness is just the best one to go with starting out anyways, just because it's so proactive as far as, I mean, obviously anybody that plays, you need, you know, more vitality, so why not? Lace and Jace. No thank you. Ah, good old MariK. Alright, let's play. I had to rewrite literally some of the game files earlier, change some of the settings to get this to work, but I did so. We did a test stream. Everything seemed to be good. Gameplay was good, cutscenes were good. It was a little grabby here and there. I might possibly have an old version of the restored content mod that could be part of it, but I don't know. I also don't know that I can have this in here without getting demonetized. So we're gonna go ahead and skip that. Game came out like 18 years ago. Cool, game crashed. Game crashed, awesome. Gotta love when you're streaming and your game crashes. Now I get to create my character again. That's always fun. Alright, so that was fun. That was good. Let's try this again. I didn't have this problem earlier. I bet it's because I skipped the fucking... I wonder if I can just turn music off. Yeah, let's go into the settings. We'll turn the music off. And then... I really only need the music off for that beginning part, though. I should be able to go into the settings once I'm in the game and everything and turn that off. Oh, this lets me play the music I've already got on. That's stupid. Oh my god, why is trying to do this with the controller so, like, shit? Alright, so we're turning the music off. Make sure it stayed off. Good. It's weird, it's like none of the music in the game will get me any kind of copyrights, but that fucking opening crawl every freaking time. Anytime I've done Star Wars content, I've had to freaking like upload it and then it's like copyright and then edit it to mute the music and then reopen it every time. Maybe I'll go with this one actually. There's freaking Dollar General Canderous. Yeah, we'll go with this one. This is a little more me anyways. I think that's where I had that, right? I think so. Especially because you were all like, even numbers. Rawr. I don't have a clue what the fuck I just typed. That was really weird. There we go. Not like it matters, but... Alright, let's try this again. We won't skip through the intro, but the music's off, so we should be fine. God love the loading time of original Xbox games. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I will not be doing the tutorial though because, yeah, fuck that. Alright, so why do we keep getting that far? What's up, Ryan? Why do we keep getting that far and then it crashes on us? Oh, man. I tested this shit. I got, like... I got literally all the way to the part where you find Atten, you let him out, He's all like, blah blah blah, you're naked, and I'm just like, shut up, dude. I didn't have this problem. I don't know what's happening. Alright. Was there perhaps like an autosave? That's from when I... That's from the test. Alright. Okay, new game. Insert the GTA 5 here we go again meme. This is looking great, by the way. Alright, I'm gonna do this with keyboard, see if it goes a little faster. I'm still playing the actual game with a controller because, well, I grew up playing it on the Xbox. I'm not playing it with a mouse and freaking keyboard. Dane Tenates. There's not a 4 in that. Alright, third time is the charm, right? That's what they say. Maybe I'll try leaving it in windowed mode instead of putting it in full screen. Maybe that'll do something. I don't know. Whoa, the coloration on Twitch is not showing the same coloration as on the actual game. Why does it look that turquoise blue instead of like... And then I heard the music in the background, and I realized I didn't go and turn the music volume down from the last time. But it's okay. We got to read it once. That's all we need. We're already farther than we were.
Proximity alert.
We made it to the tutorial, guys. Because, you know, that's reason for celebration.
The Ebon Hawk is adrift in space after a terrible battle. Most of its crew are dead or dying.
That's crazy. I'm still working on it. I figured it was all but Arceus. Also, you don't have to catch all the unknowns, which that's not surprising. Why is it 107 spirits? I thought it was 120 spirits. Am I thinking of something different?
Your fate and that of the Ebon Hawk depend upon T3M4, a lone astromech droid. Return to this location at any time to skip the prologue.
You're not really missing anything from the tutorial anyways. Aw, you didn't want to go catch them all. Go find all the spirits. Come on. I know you enjoy open world games. And that's the best part of open world games is hunting down, you know, all the random shits. Like in Halo Infinite. Turns out you're the 108th soul. Spoiler. I like how with all the miners, they just dunked them with, like, full mining outfit. But then, conveniently for you, well, I don't know, I guess you were already shown to be, like, in this weird sleeveless onesie. You know, sleeveless, but also, like, leg sleeveless, too. I'm informed that I'm uneducated and it's called a jumper. I mean, to me, it's freaking shorts and a tank top meshed together into, well, an outfit I wouldn't be caught dead wearing. Alright, active quests. I love how they call it a journal in this game, and it's like, you couldn't at least just call it, like, your data pad? Oh, fuck it. Why is this inverted? Oh my god, so start is not the start button. Look at that, I can go through the menu on here, no problem. That's so odd. Autosave, reverse y-axis, reverse minigame access, key mapping. Okay, so I guess I can't do that. Oh well, it's whatever. I just have to get used to it. Not like it really matters. It's not that difficult. It's just disorienting to play a third-person game and then your look shit is not inverted, or it is inverted. Do we care about the access logs? Do we care to listen to this?
The survivors of the damaged freighter. Looks like it goes by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Only one survivor, placed in the Kotor tank for recovery. The carbon scoring on the vessel suggests it was in a battle, but no indication of who fired on it. Couldn't get much from the Nava computer. I'm surprised the ship was able to make it inside the Paragus asteroid field without the asteroid drift charts. Aside from the lone survivor, we recovered an old woman. No life signs. There was also a protocol droid and a utility droid on board. Sent both down to maintenance while security sorts through the other items on the ship. It looks like the utility droid, a T3 unit, was able to get the ship working enough to get to the colony. We're prepared to... Could be a Jedi, but we won't know for sure until we get the transmission back from the Republic. If the survivor is a Jedi, that would account for the recovery rate. But I'm more concerned that a Jedi here may cause trouble. Some of the miners, especially Kotor, are already another accident today. A detonation in the ventilation tunnels. If the lockdown measures hadn't activated, the whole facility would have been destroyed. Got most of the injured to the Kolto tanks in time, but the rest had to go to the morgue. One of the wounded said a droid caused the accident, but we couldn't get any specifics.
Heyo, Fred, what's going on?
Miners about the Jedi. A number of the droids have been
well, it is sad that there's no, like, there's no PvP to it. So it's kind of like,
We deactivated several of them.
Almost in a
and
way,
down to
it's a
maintenance,
step down from
but we're
playing
still
Let's
treating
Go.
the plasma burns.
Because at least
The
Let's Go
access
still
is
had
down to almost
PvP,
half
even if it
shift.
wasn't
And with the droids malfunctioning, we may not make
up
the
to
Tilo shipment for
normal
this month.
Pokemon
Fortunately,
standards.
the detonation didn't cause a lockdown.
Warning. There has been a fuel detonation in the mining tunnels. Emergency lockdown commencing. All personnel report to quarters and prepare for emergency venting countermeasures.
No! If the ventilation systems are malfunctioning, evacuate the medical bay. Everyone evacuate.
Oh, that sounded like things are going great. Oh yeah, and then you're like, ooh, treatment, and then I don't have a spike. Unlock the morgue door. Let's have a look. 2 dead people. Cool. Why the red fucking shoes, by the way? Like, the brown jumper or whatever. Like, okay, sure. It's just, you know. But why the fuck red and white looking sneaker shits? Like, I know that was not... I know that's not some weird-ass style. Hey, congrats. That's another one in the books for you. I know a while back ago you were talking about playing the second one. This woman looks dead, but there's no sign of what killed her. I mean, even when she's alive, she looks fucking dead. Obtained a plasma torch. See, here's my reaction. I pick up a plasma torch off a dead body. Then the dead body behind me gets up. I'm probably gonna put that plasma torch to that dead body. Find what you're looking for amongst the dead. Yeah, something to burn these dead bodies, including you.
Close to death. Yes, closer than I'd like. You have the smell of the Kotor tank about you. How do you feel?
I'm not big on red shoes, man. Like, I used to wear, like, white with a little bit of blue when I was, like, a kid and back in school and shit, but, I mean, now I've just kind of opted for just plain black.
Yes, I had hoped as much. I slept here too long and could not awaken. It may be I reached out unconsciously, and your mind must have been a willing one. Or perhaps you have been trained for such things.
So you can touch minds and feign death. Who the fuck are you?
I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine. Tell me, do you recall what happened? Your ship was attacked. You were the only survivor. A result of your Jedi training, no doubt.
Huh, I am your rescuer. It looks like you're only good at playing dead. I don't know, because you never see. I mean, like, you just, the game starts and you're just in the ship, just half dead. I mean, it's possible. I mean, ideally, you're trying to avoid looking like a Jedi out on the Outer Rim, so I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Your stance, your walk tells me you are a Jedi.
I'm not a Jedi, I'm a Mandalorian.
You carry something that weighs you down.
Let's deal with this later.
I do not know. I was removed from the events of the world as I slept. A survey of the surroundings may provide the answers we seek.
The ship we arrived in, the Ebon Hawk, must still be in this place. We should recover it and leave.
The Ebon Hawk, a cooler ship than the Millennium Falcon. Fucking fight me.
We were attacked once, and I fear our attackers will not give up the hunt so easily. Without transport, weapons, and information, they will find us easy prey indeed.
After this game came out, I was obsessed with taking old Lego kits and just building a replica of the Ebon Hawk. Granted, colors were off, but I mean, I had both the crew quarters on both wings. I had the freaking little medical bay. You had the little center shit. You had the cargo area. Man, shit was dope.
You may wish to extend your search to some clothes, if only for proper first impressions.
Yeah, I could use some clothes too. It just, I don't know. One, it looks cooler, and it's also, I don't know. Maybe it's just that the Millennium Falcon is a little more. I mean, it's all gray and diluted. That could possibly be it, but it's also more flat, kind of, yeah, frisbee like. I'm not sure. I really like the Ebon Hawk's design.
I do not know anything about that.
I do not know anything about that. How about you fucking tell me?
I do not know. Why did they spare you?
I am trained to resist poison.
Indeed, a Jedi.
I would assume a
trained to protect one
Mandalorian
from
is
such
probably
poisons.
trained to resist
In fact,
such
the
things
sedatives
too.
may have been intended to keep you unconscious for some time. It would prove lethal to those untrained in such techniques, however. Most curious.
You sure know a lot about Jedi
Absolutely.
shit for
Perhaps
a dead
we could
person.
discuss it at length later on.
I think
Now we have
it turns
other
out
concerns,
if you
among
do
them
like
finding
the
our
shit
new
to
enemy.
you come back here and learn about the treatment, whatever, you find out that you were drugged to keep you unconscious. So like you were purposely drugged knowing that your body would not die from the poison. So whoever administered it knew you wouldn't die. And I think that ends up being well, we'll get to that later. Yeah.
I have found that answers come in their own time, not ours.
I would be
Turn
snarky,
your
honestly.
energy to the
Like, if
matter
I
at
was
hand.
stranded in the middle of
If we cannot
nowhere,
find
I've
a
been
way
on my
out of
own for
here,
the past
the
5
answers will
years,
prove useless anyway.
and then a dead person started talking to me, I'd be
I
I'd
leave
be
you
a
to the
little
exploration of
little
this place.
sarcastic
Here,
in
I
the
will
situation.
remain and attempt to center myself.
You know, I'd be kind of confused as to why you're not dead. Oh, any light side points? I wasn't paying attention. I was just trying to get out of the conversation. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way, because every time you go to a different screen, the little box pops up. I do this every time I start a new game. Okay. I have two. Probably more times than I can count. I would say, with the exception of the Halo games, I've probably beaten every Star Wars game more than any other game I've played. I don't really know that's saying a whole lot. I will say it definitely takes you less time to beat a Halo campaign than it does to beat KOTOR. 1 or 2. I'm not sure which one. I may have possibly played 2 more than I've played 1. And that just being because KOTOR 2 just plays better. Story-wise, I like both of them. And Patrick and I have had this conversation 1.5 million times. I know he definitely prefers 2 all the way around, but the whole Revan story, and then the fact that Revan was, oh, you turned out to be Revan, like, it was literally on par with the Vader telling Luke that he was his father in Empire. It was just that good of a reveal. One of my favorite. Why does it take forever? Ew. Alright, so... Oh my god. Start is not start on this. I'm gonna switch to the mining laser because obviously I pew better than I... Yeah. How do I... that's how I switch targets. Well, I mean, if you didn't play it at that time, I'm sure at some point it was spoiled for you before you had a chance to. I mean, you can kind of see it coming. If you're paying enough attention, but if you weren't, then it was just kind of like it was more of a realization once the reveal was set in stone, and then you're like, oh, it totally makes sense. Emergency hatch.
This is the exit, but it is sealed. Strange. In my visions...
Strange. In my visions, it was open. Strange. In my visions, you didn't talk to me in my head. There is only silence. Bitch, don't talk to me and then fucking ignore me. Fucking old people. This dead guy have anything? Dude, I always, like, hated... Is it... No. What button is it that you... Ah! Yeah, you can go... It does nothing to go in first person, but... Look at his fucking face, like... I'm assuming the droids, like, murdered the shit out of these people with the mining lasers. That's the only thing that could have happened. Like, that's why his face has to be just melted off. And with, even though I only have one security, it should easily be enough for this starting shit on Paragus. No, it's definitely a good story. That's why I said they both have good stories. I rank both stories pretty equally, but when it comes to gameplay and then the design of, like, the art design, KOTOR 2 kills it. But KOTOR 2's, like, robes look like Jedi robes, where KOTOR 1, they don't. They don't look bad in a way, but it's just not what you are looking for when you're like, yo, I want to play as a Jedi.
Is this thing on? Alright, all hands, especially you, Kotor. Listen up, because I'm not gonna say this again. The next one of you Juma heads to try and smuggle a blaster, or so help me, any sort of military-grade frag weapons into my facility is gonna take a long walk out the airlock. Why? Because in case you forgot, Paragian fuel explodes at high temperatures. That's what blasted that chunk out of Paragus 2 and created this asteroid field. So if I catch any of you with anything other than sonic charges or mining lasers, I'll burn you and your contract. Security out.
Alright, so I take it back. Maybe it was this guy melted all their faces off.
And according to one of the miners, it was because one of the sonic charges went off prematurely. And like before, it was one set by a mining droid. The three idiots were grouped so close to the charge, it might as well have been a grenade going off. The blast turned their bones to dust. The blast wrecked the internal components of the droid that set the charge, though, so we can't even dissect it to see what happened. I don't like what's going on here. Ever since that Jedi showed up, things are getting worse. It's not just Korda and his miners, or the fights, but now the droids are acting crazy. If we don't find what's causing this, or who, this facility's gonna be space dust by the time the next Telos freighter arrives. So, you're in maintenance. Then maybe you can tell me what's going on with these droids.
Sir, I don't know. It's like their behavior cores are undergoing binary decay, but I can't find the source. This shouldn't be happening.
Well, that's reassuring. It isn't happening. So the next time we nearly have a breach in the ventilation tunnels, I could just close my eyes and pretend it's my imagination. You better give me some answers. I want to know the damage these droids can do if they start mining us instead of asteroid rock.
Sir, these droids aren't combat models. Their mining lasers are weaker and less accurate than blasters. I doubt those droids could even hit one of us.
Are you blind? What about the miners in Medbay? It's sabotage, and it started right after the commander said we weren't going to sell the Jedi to the exchange. So I want you to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. That'll tell me who's trying to clear a path to get that Jedi off the facility and stop him. In the meantime, make sure the security's armed with all the ion and sonic charges you can find. If those droids start coming after me, I'm gonna need more than low-grade mining lasers to take them down. Clear?
Yes, sir. Maintenance control out.
Idiot.
Yeah, I remember you telling us about it when you did play them. Shit, I still remember back in, what was it? I think it was freshman year. when we were playing KOTOR 1, and Patrick and I was sitting there just like, I can't get past the goddamn Rancor in the Vulker base. And you can kill it. It's painstakingly annoying, but you can lure him close enough to the doorway, and he can't do anything. But it takes a million years for you to whittle him down with blaster fire. And then Patrick was like, oh yeah, you just go invisible and you do this shit. And I'm just like, cool, thanks. Why didn't you tell me that sooner? You know, like, don't kill Juhani. You remember that? You remember that, Patrick?
I installed an override switch to shut down any droids on this level, just in case someone locks me out of the administration console. As added insurance, I tied the override switch into the circuit to the holding cell door. It'll make sure it can only be opened if all droids in the level are shut down. I doubt Kotor or any of his men have the skill to pull off something like this.
Well, I'm glad you forgot about it. I sure as fuck didn't. Because remember, I got all the way to... We were talking about how I got all the way to the end of the game. I got on the Starforge, and I'm like, alright, I am still missing a companion. How did I miss getting my final companion? And we went through, and you were like, you got this person? Yes. You got this person? Yes. And then we finally figured out it was Juhani that I didn't have. And you were like... when you were playing, when you're on Dantooine and you went to the Grove, that cleansing mission, you know, what happened? I was like, well, I was playing a dark side Jedi. She attacked me, and so I fucking killed her. And you're like, that was your companion. And I'm like, fuck. So I missed so much, like, dialogue and story and the whole companion quest and all that shit. Oh, man. That shit was so funny, though.
Inside one of the footlockers in the security storage room. If I have the specs right, the interface field should be effective against the droid sensors.
I will say though, like, I hated it then and I still hate it now. Playing on Terrace is just the fucking absolute worst. Paragus is boring and takes a couple hours, but I will take playing this crap to playing on just all the Terrace shit. Is just, you got the upper shit, then you got the lower shit, then you got the undercity shit, and then you got the sewers with the rat ghouls, and that's boring. And then you got to go to the military thing, and then just, I hate all of it. I mean, with the exception of when you meet Canderous, and you get Canderous on your side, and you steal the Ebon Hawk, but everything else I just hated. And there we saw Atton Rand. Honestly, the best companion outside of, like, HK and shit. I'm actually going to take the opportunity to go ahead and save, because, just in case anything happens. Why am I saving it? Whoops, wrong shit. I guess just save one. That's weird, because it automatically just saves it as save file whatever. I want to see the remake gameplay. I do. I don't know. I'm just hoping it'll be enough. It'll feel enough like the original that I'll still enjoy playing it.
Be careful.
That, and I'm hoping it has the same customization as KOTOR 2. Because, like, KOTOR 1, you couldn't really upgrade your blasters or anything, but KOTOR 2, you could remake everything, and it was just so good.
Can you not sense them? Reach out. Cast aside your sight. Cast aside what you see, and instead reach out with your perceptions. You can feel them.
Like, I especially enjoyed crafting, like, all the... When you got so many materials, and you could craft and upgrade your sabers, and upgrade your companion sabers and their blasters, and just ridiculous, like, bonuses and damage output. And it was just so much... It was much more fun to play through the second game. If you're just looking at it as a just standpoint of playing the game, it was more fun to play too.
is fate, but it is there. It is the Force.
Well, I mean, we've already had this conversation. I just want it to be the way it is and just look better and play better.
Do not turn away from it. Listen. Feel it echoing within you. Come. I shall guide.
It wouldn't work like a Souls game. It just wouldn't. And it wouldn't be the same game at that point either. I know, but I feel like the turn-based system is part of what makes Kotor Kotor. Like, I don't... If I wanted a Star Wars game that's not that, you know, just give me the Fallen Order 2 game. Or, you know, give us an actual, like, recreation of, like, Jedi Academy, not just a port over. Yeah, I mean, it's... To me, it's kind of like if they were to change Pokemon more than they did. Like, I mean, Let's Go, they already changed a lot. And then Arceus, they changed. But imagine if Pokemon was not turn-based, you know? Or imagine if... I don't know, it just... It's too drastic of a change for my taste. Like I said, there are other Star Wars games that I could play that, if I want to just be more action-based, that's what I would do.
To read.
I will say one thing they could do is give you more options to fuck with non-main character things. Like in the first game, when you're dealing with Basilisk Bomb and stuff, and there's like a Zerka asshole, you have the option to choke him in dialogue. But very rarely do you get that kind of interaction with just random NPCs. And here he is, the character that has saved me from so many almost fails when it comes to this game, because he just keeps getting up. I love that he'll die and then he wakes back up. He's like, alright, I'm ready to fight again. I also love if you pick a male versus a female, all your dialogue with him, including this very first encounter, is completely different. So Ryan, if you haven't done that, actually go back and play a female character and just play all the way through. It's completely different.
Security claimed I violated some trumped-up regulation or another. Take it up with them if you want. But they stopped listening to me shortly before they stopped feeding me. Now that's criminal.
It really depends on the game, but I mean, like, Halo 1, they upped the graphics. I mean, granted, they upped it to basically Reach models, so it wasn't as good, but people still bought it. Halo 2A was a fucking just divine recreation of the original 2, and everybody loved it. But again, it's apples to oranges, I guess. And I'll never ever hear Patrick go, Halo 2 Legendary was too easy. Well, I assume most people probably play as their gender the first time they play a game. Unless you knew ahead of time that the character was supposed to be a female as far as canon goes, and that's why you chose it. Like, I didn't know that when the game first came out, so I played a male character. Just like I didn't know Revan was a male character, I still just played a male character because I am a male. So yes, sorry I made that assumption. Maybe since you played it so late after release, maybe you did know that. But either way, if you played it as a female, play it as a male. Again, completely different dialogue throughout a shit ton of the game. Plus, you get 2 different companions with all kinds of different dialogue. Even your conversations with Kreia are completely different based on your gender.
Atten Rand. Excuse me if I don't shake hands. The field only causes mild electrical burns. You mean before or after that Jedi showed up? Either way, it's a real short story. You see, this Jedi shows up, and you know what that means. Where there's one Jedi, the Republic will
100% agreed. Like, I played so many times as a male before learning that you have to play as a female to get the Disciple. But Brianna is just such a better character. The only difference being is it's like, she's an Ichani, which is really cool, especially when you learn the lore to their kind. But the Disciple was a Jedi Padawan you were kind of sort of training, but not directly. So it's like, he's a cool character, but it's... Honestly, I'd have to play again as a female character to get him and go through all of his dialogue stuff to actually get an idea of what his character was like.
Don't know much about it. Maybe the Exchange wants one as a trophy, or somebody's got something against Jedi and is looking.
And either way, they can both be Jedi characters, so neither one of them has an advantage there.
The ones that weren't killed in the Jedi Civil War ended up switching off the lightsabers long ago. Word is there's not even a Jedi Council anymore, but who knows? Yeah, Revan, MariK, and the Jedi that went to join them in the Mandalorian Wars. They turned against the other Jedi and had a scrap that almost laid waste to the galaxy. Where have you been? Well, I wasn't there, but like all Sith, Revan and MariK turned on each other. After they turned on the Jedi, of course. I guess. There's rumors all over space.
No, if you play female,
All I
you
heard
still
was
get
Revan
disciple,
returned
right?
MariK back for trying to kill her in the first place.
Or do you still get the hand?
No women.
Wait, you get the disciple, right? Yeah, you don't get the handmaiden. Yeah, she's much more integral to the story than the disciple was. That's why, like, when I played through it all the times, and then I was kind of like, what is the point in this character? And then when I learned you get him instead of the handmaiden, it's like, okay, cool, but I don't remember him being as integral.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I just hoped Revan was a woman. Look, no offense or anything, but your weird half-naked interrogation isn't my idea. Hey, wait a minute. You're that Jedi the miners were talking about. Where is everybody?
See, because, like, especially this whole interaction, he's just like, I don't really enjoy being interrogated by a naked dude. But then if you're a female, he's like, hey, as much as I'm enjoying this interrogation.
The miners can't all be gone. But if they are, look, hey, let me out and I can help you. I can. I've gotten out of trouble countless times. It was a misunderstanding. Trumped up charges. I could clear it up if I could just speak to somebody in charge, but seems to be no chance of that happening. Unless you let me out. Just in case you don't understand the trouble we're in, let me lay it out for you. This facility is a series of mining tunnels dropping kilometers into the asteroid's core. Every worker and droid here has been cleared, then triple cleared for hazardous operations. This facility has an operational threat level so high they don't let uncleared starships in system out of fear that an accidental engine discharge will create a very brief, very hot new sun in this sector. You know why? Because every asteroid in this orbiting minefield has deposits of Paragian fuel within it. That means when one decides to pop, its brothers and sisters are going to come along for the ride. One explosion, you might survive. But 100? 1,000? You'll be riding out of here on a comet trail, Jedi. So if something's gone wrong here, you can cling to the Force all you want. But nothing will stop this place from going critical. This facility isn't a military installation, which means we may have a chance. You shut down this self-security field, and I can reroute the emergency system so we can get to the hangars. We grab a ship, and then we fly out of here. No, should I? Maybe you should ask one of those miners who was thinking about selling you to the exchange. Maybe they wanted to drug you up for transport. Ever think about that? You better watch yourself. I don't like being accused of something I didn't do. When I kill someone, trust me, you'll know. Got it? So you done interrogating me, or are we gonna work together and try to get out of this mess? Well, go ahead and burn your thrusters. If there's been a lockdown, you're trapped pretty nicely on this level. You're going nowhere. Oh, except I have clothes. And this security field is protecting me pretty well from any more outbreaks of poison gas. Great. Now to business. Let's... Alright, here we are. Now this console is set on automatic hail. You may have heard it when you came in. The asteroid drift charts are constantly being updated, so it sends out a transmission to incoming vessels so they don't get crushed into space dust. The hail warns them to keep their distance until orbital drift charts are transmitted, and then provides docking instructions to incoming ships, usually freighters. Thing is, you can bounce that same transmission back to the comm here, and suddenly you've got access to the communication system from the inside. Pure Pazak. The console's ours. Now, all we need to do is reactivate the turbo lifts, cancel the emergency lockdown. Hey! This system's been severed from the main hub, after it was locked down for remote. You can't even reroute the system, it's been cut clean. No, someone tried to lock down this whole level tight, and leave us here, trapped.
Worse?
I doubt it. All we have is communications back. For all the good trying to shout in a vacuum will do us. Be my guest. Not much else we can...
Alright. I went ahead and saved because I'm about to try and put this back into full screen. And I figured just in case it decides to fuck up on me. Because I know it's cutting off the bottom of the screen and it's really aggravating me. Alright, it's not letting me. Whatever then.
Tracked the freighter in. Was lucky it wasn't destroyed when it drifted into the asteroid field. Not much on board. One damaged droid, one annoying protocol droid, and a lot of bodies. Sent the survivor to medical and the others to the morgue.
He says and a lot of bodies, but who else was there as far as bodies go? Like, who else would have been there besides Kreia and you? Unless it's like Sith.
Was on the Republic ship the Harbinger when it suffered an engine failure. He says the survivor was a passenger on the vessel and a Jedi. If so, that's gonna mean true. Inventoried the bodies and cargo. Everything matches the protocol droid's story. The T3 droid had seized up, so he left it in storage in standby mode. Don't know what code will access it. It could be it's voice activated for all we know. We put the protocol droid to work in maintenance, sorting the mining droid comm routines and updating the recognition sensors. And to shut him up. When the survivor recovers, hopefully we can get him off this station before there's a... Trouble between the work shifts. Word of the Jedi leaked out and the miners aren't sure what to do with him. Kotor's mining crew wanted us to collect the creds for the bounty the exchange has on Jedi, but I put a stop to that. We're contacting Telos to get the Republic records on the Jedi, but nobody will... No word from the Republic. But I've sent out a broadcom transmission for records on this Ebon Hawk. One of the miners said it used to be a smuggling vessel. Accidents are making the miners restless. The droid behavior course must be undergoing some kind of binary decay. 2 miners were drilled by a droid's mining laser, and those blasts in the ventilation tunnels nearly caused the whole facility to blow.
I don't have it in me to be mean to T3. I just can't. But I was trying to act as Mandalorian as possible, similar to Jarian. So like I have you're a droid, and I have distrust of you. Just do the things you're supposed to do. I forgot how fragile T3 is. Do I even have any repair things? Yeah. I like how we were both like 2 feet away from each other and neither of us could fucking hit. There it is. Look at that beautiful shit. Fucking love it. Why the fuck did T3 drive all the way drive? Why did he come all the way down here, right in that droid's face? Like, you could have just friggin' done it from a range. Gotta love when you get credits at the beginning of the game when you can do jack shit with them. It's so weird how off the color seems between the Twitch stream and then the what I'm seeing on my game. I don't know why the color seems so... Actually, it looks like it's diluted. I don't know why it's that way, though. Well, like, okay, you see how I'm looking at, like, the corpse? You see how, like, corpse is written in, like a teal blue? And even, like, the bar underneath it is, like, a teal blue? On the actual game, you may not remember, because I don't know when the last time you played, but it's like a mint green color. It's really just weird. Because the settings, I didn't fuck with the visual settings. And I damn for sure wouldn't change the color settings. What was always your go-to lightsaber color playing through this game? I guess I'd have to specify if you're playing as a Jedi, because if you're playing as a Sith, you're probably just playing generic red lightsabers. See, you say that. So mine in the first game was always like purple or green, because blue to me just seemed, it didn't seem as good as those two colors. In this game, it would either be blue or green, whichever I could find, or not blue or green, purple or green, whichever I could find first, and then I always switched to Viridian, because that silverish green color always looked so good. The actual silver just looked like it blended too much with the white of the core, and it just looked like a solid. It just didn't look as good to me. The cyan is definitely the best color by far, and I still think I've only gotten it one fucking time out of every time I've ever played this game, and I think it was I may have gotten it twice. I think I got it during a playthrough I did a couple years ago for YouTube, I think, when I was showing off the restored content. But other than that, I don't think I think I may have had it one time on console, and that's it. Like, I didn't even know it was a color crystal you could get until the first time I found it. See, and that was also my favorite color too, because it looked really good in A New Hope, even though it wasn't intended to look that way. But it always looked like cyan versus like the generic blue. But in SWTOR, they actually made it to where purple and cyan were like super rare crystals that you could only get at endgame content, and it looks so badass in that game. Of course, in SWTOR now there's like a million different color crystals, but even just the generic cyan, like when I'm just playing on my Jedi character, which has like all Revan garb, I'll either, depending on how I feel, I'll usually switch between cyan and purple. Sometimes green, but yeah, definitely the cyan for sure.
A lot of cargo from the Jedi's freighter is being stored in the secure cargo hold until we can pass it through the quarantine checks. And as requested, all the programming spikes the security officers wanted confiscated have been stored there as well.
One thing I don't like is, like, you can, I don't know if you can change the color crystals and blasters in this game, but I love that you can do so in SWTOR. And so, like, I actually have, I think it's on my bounty hunt, my very first character, I think I have 2 cyan crystals in his blasters, which just looks super dope, because all the blaster bolts are then that bright blue instead of the generic, like, red-orange color.
I don't know what maintenance is up to, but you can't just commission droids for repairs, especially with half the work shifts in medbay. Those droids are needed to repair the ventilation tunnels before gas builds up to terminal levels. It's not like that ship can go anywhere anyway. Even if it had the asteroid orbital drift charts, the Navicomputer's been voice locked. You'd need the
Justin
access code to
actually,
get it
he messaged me
spaceworthy.
the other day and he sent me a
Considering
link
this
to
latest droid commission breach,
the
I'm putting
trailer
droids
for the
in this
new
section under the control of
expansion,
the current dock
and
officer.
I was
If
like,
anyone sends commands to the
it
mining
looks so
droids
good,
outside this terminal,
but I'm
I'll
so
be
far
forced to
behind on
enact full
expansions now
override.
that I don't know what's going on, and I'm like, he's been wanting to play it, but he doesn't have a PC to play it on, and obviously you can't play it on a console. So he's just like, well, I guess I'll never play it. But he got me excited because I thought he was wanting to play it, and I was like, shit, I'll make a brand new Mandalorian character just to play through the story with you. But nobody has the time or wants to play through it, and I mean, it's an old game, but
Who ordered the mining droids
come
to
on,
repair that Jedi
older
freighter?
games are better than the
I
new
come
shit
in here
coming
off the
out.
work shift and three of them
Let's
are
face it,
repairing
like
the
I
port
love playing Halo
stabilizers.
Infinite,
Did I
but
miss
nothing
something?
beats Halo 2 and
Is
3.
somebody planning a trip? Because orders were that the hangar was to be locked down ever since that Jedi arrived. I don't know what maintenance is up to.
I want to
You
say
can't
that
just commission
that
droids
is
for
accurate,
repairs, especially
but
with
I
half the
don't
work
think I've
shifts
ever
in
had a
Med Bay.
playthrough where I
Those
haven't
droids are
gotten
needed to
every
repair
color
the
crystal, no matter
ventilation
what color I
tunnels
said,
before gas builds
with
up
the
to terminal
exception of
level.
cyan.
It's not like that
I've
ship can go
always
anywhere
found
anyway.
at least
Even if
one
it had the
Viridian
asteroid
crystal.
orbital drift
I think
charts,
there's
the
a Viridian and a
Navicomputer's been
silver
voice-locked.
crystal that are
You'd need the access
guaranteed
code to get it spaceworthy.
on
Considering this latest droid
Onderon
commission breach,
once you're in the
I'm
palace
putting
and
the
shit.
droids in this section under the
And then you can
control of
always
the current
find like
dock officer.
bronze and
If anyone
orange on
sends commands to the
Korriban,
mining droids
and then
outside this terminal,
obviously
I'll be
yellow,
forced to
blue,
enact
green,
full
purple,
override.
red are all common to find. There's just something about
Looks like
cyan
those
that just
droids
for
got
some
the
reason
vessel
is
working
so
again,
much harder to
even
find than
with
the
all the
others.
damage it had taken. The maintenance officer still won't admit ordering them to fix it, though. Regardless, still no luck accessing the Navicomputer. It's been voice locked. Maybe by one of the corpses we
I'm gonna
found
try
on the
that
ship.
though. I'm gonna see if I
Like
can
the
find
latest one.
cyan.
If so, that ship isn't going anywhere unless we rip out the
If
Navicomputer
nothing
and
else,
put in a
just
new
for
one.
having it
If we even
equipped.
had one to spare.
Just to have the
only
cyan
reason someone
lightsaber.
would lock their
It'll be like my
Navicomputer
dark
is to
saber,
hide their
except I won't ever
astrogation
actually use
charts.
it.
Someone didn't want us to know where that ship was going.
And it won't be dark, it'll be
Or where
light.
it's
So it'll be
at.
my
Only
light
smugglers do that.
saber.
Or someone with something to hide. That Jedi's got a lot of questions to answer.
Look at that beauty. I goddamn love this ship. I would love to have like a die-cast replica of this ship, just to have like sitting just on my desk or on a just shelf somewhere. There has to be one somewhere. Just not. I don't need anything big and extravagant. Just like something, you know. Just little like the die-cast shits that you could see, you could buy in the store. They're like $5, you know, little metal TIE fighter or whatever. It would be cool, but again, I don't think you can change the color crystals in Kotor. I know you can in SWTOR, but I don't think you can in Kotor. I'm gonna try it though. I mean, in all honesty, like the silver lightsaber crystal should have been cool as shit, but it was just really fucking disappointing. Honestly, I would just love a good Star Wars game that has multiplayer capabilities that's not Battlefront. Not that Battlefront, the new Battlefront 1 was garbage. Battlefront 2 ended up being better, but still not what I'm wanting out of a multiplayer Star Wars game. That's pretty cool, and that's, yeah, that fits perfectly, honestly. There we go. All of my characters were based off of, you know, one thing or another. Like, my bounty hunter, initially I was trying to make him look like Jango Fett, but there's not really, especially at the start of the game, there wasn't enough armor to really make you look Mandalorian-esque. And then I just ended up putting a fucking jacket on him, and he turned into Dante, which I was perfectly fucking fine with. But all my other characters are based off one thing or another from either other games, other shows, animes, whatever. You should have made a Guardian and just modeled it after Mitra. Especially because you could have just replicate her in SWTOR design and make it look exactly like her. And then you could attempt to even play her the same way too. See, that's what made it easy for me to keep playing on different characters, is playing them the way I felt like that character would handle that situation. I mean, that's 100% probably what her Jedi class would have been. You know, when Mitra trained her, and then after she left to go find Revan, and pretty much left her and Atton and everybody else in command of, you know, rebuilding the Republic. See, like, one of my favorite characters was, I built it was my Sith Juggernaut, but I made him basically look like and act like, and even designed his armor to look like Toggy's too, and he was just Trey's Kushrenata all around, and just playing him as the character the way Trey's would play. Just like, that's why I loved recreating characters, is getting to play them as different characters. I never finished the Jedi Shadow story though. The only Republic character I finished was the Jedi Guardian. Otherwise, I finished all of the Empire characters. They were just better written, in my opinion. And this is the part where we're about to get blasted by another, another droid. Another of our brethren. Not really. Ooh, there's where our carcass is gonna be dumped off. I think I have at least 2 characters for every class. Some of them I have more of. My biggest regret was, so the very first time I played a Sith Sorcerer, I actually, basically, I picked every dark side option plausible, and it just was, it got kind of ridiculous at times, and I ended up deleting him to make a better one, where it wasn't just dark side options, but it was a little more,
So is that stupid
little
droid
more
of yours gonna come
actually
through or not?
plan to be something instead of just an evil, kill everybody, be a dickhead. And I did the same thing with my first Jedi Guardian. I just picked every light side option, and that was just obnoxious as sin, so I didn't delete that one, though, because he had all the Revan gear, so I had to make another one.
Well, I'm beginning to think I was a little better off in my... Hey, what do you know? A little cargo cylinder came through. If he got the turbo lifts working, then we should have a clear run to the hangar. Wait. Don't tell me you're taking that hatch down into the mining tunnels. Are you? That explosion I heard came from below. There's probably nothing down there except superheated rock and collapsed blast tunnels. You'd be an idiot to go down there. You're either really brave or really crazy, or both. Alright, I'll try to monitor things from up here. Now be careful. The only thing moving down there is likely to be mining droids, so don't be playing hero too hard. Not that I care what happens to you or anything. I just don't want to be trying to get off this rock by myself. I'll keep the comm link open. I may be able to guide you through the tunnels from up here. Don't know if the signal will hold if you get too deep, though.
What did I get light side points for that time? I've had a bad habit, or a bad history of save files getting corrupt, so I always save on multiple save files. And unfortunately, that was a bug that was in the actual release, not just with the restored content mod, so even back in the OG Xbox days, I had that happen. So I'm always paranoid about having to go back too far. That was weird, I just spawned sprinting.
There's a lot of interference down there, probably caused by that explosion. Still, it looks like there's a route down to the Paragas fuel depot. If the passages haven't collapsed, that explosion knocked out most of the sensors. There should be an emergency crate in the next room. Watch yourself. There's a lot of
You got lucky then, I had it happen several times. That's the issue. That's also the problem with KOTOR 2 is, compared to 1, is KOTOR 2 just had a lot of bugs.
Will do. And be careful down there.
See, now, most of the stuff, most of the, like, any cylinders or footlockers or whatever, all have random stuff in them every time you play. I'm pretty sure this one in particular is always the same 5 things every single time. I think it's the only one that is not randomized. I also loved all of, like, being able to read all of the little, like, flavor text for these, like this one, developed after the Exar Kun War. It's just, it's cool that they have stuff like that. Like, that they went to that much trouble way back in the day. Saves all. Ooh, +1. Yeah, because I don't think those droids are using much fire and cold. I think it's something else that they use. I don't ever bother with shields. Look at that. I got a miner uniform. I'm not naked no more.
Find the emergency supplies? About time. The whole half-naked Jedi thing was wearing a little thin. Look, there may be some survey gear and a safety harness inside the crate, too. The miners wear them when staking claims on the asteroids. The survey gear is designed to spot and protect you against sonic mines, and the safety harness can be helpful if you try to disarm them. Just one more thing. I've narrowed down some of the ID signals, and if the numbers are right, you're sharing those tunnels with a battalion of mining droids. You could, if you have the skill in a stealth field generator. These droids rely on thermal sensors, primarily to detect fuel deposits. The good thing is, that explosion down there kicked up so much heat and steam it may blind them. A bit, but not much. There's gotta be some central controller down there. See if you can find a terminal by the main access shaft. That'd be governing intelligence.
That was really glitchy for no reason. Yep, that happened a good bit too in the game. See, like, this is another one of those annoying glitches. I can't move. I can turn the camera, but now I can no longer walk. So, a lot of times you had to, if I can get the damn menu to pop up, you'd have to save the game. And then you'd have to pretty much load into that save file. And then it would, like, correct itself to where you can walk again. I feel like I played this game more than you did because you didn't have these bugs happen to you, and I clearly not only had them happen to me, but I know how to get around them without having to fucking turn the entire game off. I'm proud of it, but I'm not proud of it, honestly. And just like that, I can walk again. So stupid. I haven't had the save one, the corrupt save, as much as I have that one where you can't move and you have to save and load again. But I have had it happen.
If you have any skill with demolitions, you might be able to recover them and use them against the droids. That is, if the mines don't get you charges after they went rogue, then they may have set them to try and kill the miners. And you. If you see one of those excavators, watch out. They may use their undeployed charges as projectiles.
So the problem is I have 0 demolition skills, so I can't pick these up. Which, I mean, gets you experience and stuff. I probably should. Especially since I have the opportunity to level up. And yes, I knew it was there. I like to save them because when you level up, you heal. I feel like I want conditioning. Just because it adds to all my saving throws. I think that's probably the one. There's a lot of these skills that I never bother using. I might this time around, though, since I'm not playing, you know, just swinging a saber and throwing force lightning and force push everywhere. Speaking of force powers, I mean, I'm not planning to get any. Maybe I'll use Affect Mind, just because it does give me the option, the ability to kind of talk my way out of stuff. And it's not a direct force ability. Still not enough to recover them, but it is enough to be able to disable them, and you still get experience either way. I just don't have the mines to be able to use or break down for materials later, but yeah. I'm going to repair it, get a little experience, but I'm definitely not going to bother wasting more parts right now. I don't know if I even really need to use a grenade on these guys. I kind of try and save that stuff for, like, fights that actually matter. Like that one, because that one has to be an asshole and have his stupid little shield. See, and he still helped out in the end without me having to reprogram him. So, yeah, it works. I wasn't trying to change his behavior. I want... Wait, what? Now, I want him unarranged, but... I want to get the shit out of this droid. What is happening? Freaking, I don't want to play this with a damn mouse. Why the hell am I not clicking the damn droid? Ah! I had backup. These things, the little drones, annoyed the shit out of me the very first time, because I didn't realize that they heal the other droids. I'm not even hitting him the slightest. Despite how high my dexterity is. There we go. That was kind of pissing me off. Shields gotta wear out sometime. There we go. I love the fucking KOTOR 1 and 2. They were so like old and basic. It's like corpse. Just a generic, boring ass like character model, and it's just called corpse. I got a grip for a weapon I'll never use. This is the only time I ever use these mining shields, or just any shields at all.
Hey, watch out. If you can
Oh, cool. Now I have the running in circles glitch where my game is just going to shit. And I'm going to stand here in the fucking middle of this trash and just burn. Not really. It's just a buggy ass game that has buggy ass features. Like this game is probably, outside of maybe Halo 2, one of the most notoriously unfinished games ever released. Like, this is just shit that just happens. As much as I goddamn hate to admit it, because I love this game, but... Nope, looks like that save file is just fucked, so... We're gonna... There's not a whole lot to have to go back and redo, but I'll probably just have to go ahead and delete that. For now, we'll just load back from here. Wow, the whole game is just fucked. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go... We're gonna have to go all the way back to the main menu. And then try and load back in. Seems like I can move the camera angle. I can pause everything. It just doesn't want to... We'll see if unplugging the controller and plugging it back in works. It shouldn't, but... No. Yeah. So this save file's fucked. See, Patrick, you said you've never had it happen. I'm literally showing you where a save file just gets shit, and there's nothing you can do about it. So we'll load the autosave. I really don't want to load the autosave. How much work is that? Hour and 10. That is a decent... it's like 20 minutes. Let's see if we can get save file 3 to work again. I said 3. Steam client is just shitting right now. I may have to close it out completely. It's so weird too, because I had it working just fine a couple hours ago when I tested the stream. I mean, after rewriting some of the files, and it worked fine. So, I mean, the files wouldn't rewrite themselves. At least I don't think so. God damn, is this file seriously fucked too? I have access, I can do everything, I just can't fucking walk forward. Well, yes and no. Honestly, I would say if you can, I would just say buy the... I'm gonna have to load and go back like 20 minutes. Oh wait, no, save state 2 is a little after the autosave. Let's see if we can get that one to work. I would definitely say get it on console. Actually, I think they recently made it to where you can play this on Switch, I think. But I would say it's worth it. I tried keyboard commands. Like, I was hitting W and it still wasn't moving forward either. It's really fucky, but it's whatever. Plus, I'm using the restored content mod, which I don't usually use mods when I play stuff. Unless you count, like, ROM hacks, but that's apples to oranges, kind of. Or maybe more like apples or oranges to grapefruits. Yeah, see, I still can't move. So it's not my save files. It's the game client. It's a Steam thing, as unfortunate as that is. All right, so we're gonna have to just actually close the game out and then reopen it through Steam. Which is just really fucky, but hey. But I mean, it's definitely a good game. It's definitely worth playing, in my opinion. Hence why I'm doing it now. I just really wanted to do it. I did a playthrough of this a couple years ago to show off the content restoration, because there's so many like areas you can go to that were not part of the original release, and yeah, Steam's just being a piece of shit now. All right, stop being trash. Thank you. Yeah, see now it won't even let me stop command. I'm gonna have to close out of Steam altogether. And then the game. Alright, let's get Steam back up now. That's goddamn irritating. I mean, yeah, it's a good like 18 years at this point. I mean, it's fun. I love going back to these games. That's what, you know, me and Solomon there and Missing Night were talking about before. It's just a good ass game, and graphically it doesn't hold up super well. But you know, if you played it when it first came out, then you're like, you understand the ramifications. You understand that, you know, technology was limited back then, and it's more nostalgia, but it's like the game plays good, so the graphics aren't as important. So, I mean, I still have my disc from way back in 04 when it came out, and I've played the shit out of that disc so much. And then I have it on PC to play for the restored bits, which I would say that's worth it in and of itself for the most part. Especially when you get to the HK factory that is kind of alluded to, but you never got to do anything with. Getting to go there and find out where all the HK assassin droids are coming from, and is really cool because you get to play as HK-47. So you're playing as 47, and you're just going to a factory and just fighting waves and waves of HK-50s. Yep, see, there you go. We can walk just fine now. Let's not walk through the mine, though. See, it's just, the game's just buggy. It's not... I'll be the first one to tell you I do not have the best streaming equipment. But I will tell you for a fact that all of that was the game itself. It was nothing on my equipment whatsoever. A newer game similar to this, I would say, I mean, I guess you could say SWTOR is similar. It's in the same vein, because, I mean, obviously, SWTOR is the sequel to, well, it's the successor to Kotor. If you play the Jedi Knight story on SWTOR, it's basically the story of Kotor 3. It's what Kotor 3 would have been had it still been made as an RPG instead of an MMO. Is that worth playing? Abso-fucking-lutely if you have a PC. Especially because it's... Okay, can you stop running into the wall, asshole? There's a droid beating you in the side of the head, and you're just not even fucking paying attention. There is also, we were talking about this too, there's the remake of the first KOTOR game that's coming out. That will definitely be worth playing, especially if you liked either the first or second KOTOR game. I haven't. Granted, I have issues with some of the stuff they're changing, but I mean, if you love the games and the story, it's definitely going to be worth it, especially for, you know, these new, like, next-gen graphics. He doesn't know we're here. It's a droid. I guess I shouldn't assume a droid's gender, but... Let's get a surprise ion grenade in there. Boom! Did I get all of them? No, I didn't get that last one. Otherwise, there's just not really a lot of good Star Wars games since this one. I mean, we had... Well, I guess the original Battlefront 2 did come out in 2005 versus 04. But as far as newer Star Wars games, there's just not really many. Fallen Order's fun, but it's nothing like this. I'm gonna have to replay Fallen Order at some point if they don't hurry up and come out with a damn sequel for it. Because that was a really fun, if somewhat tediously difficult game. Of course, I had to be the fucking dumbass to go, I'm gonna play it on the hardest difficulty that's available, despite the fact that I've never played a Dark Souls kind of game. I still want to watch friggin' Patrick play through it, but I know he has it and just hasn't done it. I want to watch an expert of that genre of game play that game and see if he struggles as much as I did. Probably not as much, but even if just a little bit. Chances are he would probably struggle as much as I did at first with, like, learning mechanics for boss fights, but he would probably catch on quicker on how to get out of that situation. I'll also say, if you're used to playing it like the originals, playing on controller, you can still play it with a controller on PC, but it's really fucking aggravating. You would think it functions the same, but I guess since everything is like, you're supposed to be just point and click, it doesn't. Especially because, like, for us, you know, for console players, what essentially turned into the back button for 360 and Xbox One was like that, with like the black button and the white button, and that used to be what would pause it, and now that's what brings up the menu, and the start button is actually what pauses it in real time. And it's really just, it's awkward. It's about as awkward as fucking playing a game on Xbox or PlayStation and then playing a game on a fucking Nintendo console, and where the jump button is in the wrong spot because they fucking put all the buttons in the wrong spots. I swear they do that shit intentionally. Add other droids, cancel, reassign to mine sealed doors. I have 2 spikes, but I have plenty of parts. Yeah, there we go. I think, because I think if what I just did, I think that basically makes it to where they're blind, and I can just run up and just beat the shit out of them, or well, in this case, shoot the shit out of them.
Everybody here?
What's up, Kurta? We're supposed to be sinking fuel siphons into the 3218 asteroid shelf right now.
Forget the siphons. You know that survivor they pulled from the freighter? One of the miners said they served with him on Malachor 5.
Malachor 5? So he's one of the survivors. Or worse, a Mandalorian. So what?
Not a survivor, idiot. He's one of the Jedi from Malachor 5.
If he's one of the Jedi, hell, we can't have him walking around here. I don't know what he'll do.
I thought all the Jedi were wiped out in the Civil War, weren't they?
Guess they missed one. But it gets better. I did some checking, and that bounty on Nar Shaddaa is still live.
What? You want to sell the Jedi to the exchange? Kurta, have you been chewing spice?
Look, you know how big that bounty is? That Jedi's our ticket off this rock.
Kotor, there's no way the officers will go for that. They'll lock us up for sure.
Then we'll improvise.
Yeah, see, like this, I'm like right in front of him. I'm right in front of it, and it doesn't notice me. I don't even think they can see to shoot me, so they're just helpless. Getting really annoyed getting all these like fucking melee weapon grips. Like, could I at least just get a second fucking mining laser pistol? Or even just like, give me a good fucking set of armor instead of just a shitty miner uniform. Like that one time that I played this game and I got that Dark Jedi robe at the very beginning of the Republic ship was just such a nice little surprise that, you know, never ever panned out ever again. The randomization's fun at times, but it could be, this shit could be a little more randomized to at least give you some different kind of armor besides the fucking miner uniform. Sadly, I can't do the edits that I planned to do for this live. Of course, that was back when I was just going to make this a YouTube series instead of live streaming it. Now that I'm doing it both ways, I have to wait and I can do those edits for the port over to YouTube. I always make sure I do every single thing plausible in on every area too. Just because obviously you need as much experience as you can get. And then just all the chances for random equipment and items and all the lockers that are behind locked doors and all that shit. Would this thing hold the fuck still? Oh my god, it's moving so much my dude can't hit it. I always wonder how much greater this game could have been had Obsidian been able to complete the game on their own time, work out all the bugs, get to put in all the content that they didn't get to on actual release. I think that's the right way to go, and there's just extra shit this way. I think this is the way there's extra shit. Or even same thing with Halo 2 and Halo 3. If they could have made them exactly as they had wanted to, how much better could those games have been? Oh, here we go with the running shit again. Please don't glitch me. It did. It seriously did it again. I should have been able to get off this fucking mining shit after the very first... after only one stream. But the game is just determined to not let me. That's one thing. That's another thing that I prefer about KOTOR 2 versus KOTOR 1 is you can run through Paragus in just a couple hours and be done, and then you can go, do all your shit, all the fun stuff. But with KOTOR 1, fucking Terrace just takes a lot more than a couple hours. I was kind of thinking the same thing, but I don't remember... I remember having this issue a lot. I just don't remember if it was on Paragus only that I had this issue, or... Because, see, look, I save and load, and it's fixed, and it's really weird. Oh my god, I'm trying to... Really just trying to get to the disable thing. I don't know. I don't think I had issues with it this bad before. So it could just be... I also usually just don't play games on PC or through Steam. I know you're talking about, like, the actual... You're talking about the actual Steam in-game, not the Steam engine, but... Okay, I'm not trying to make this idiot run. What is he doing? He just threw his gun. Hey, can you examine the corpse, please? See, look at that. Look at all that good shit we got. Fortitude plus 2. Yeah. It's weird though, because there's no actual setting to like turn off that crap, like those Steam effects, and it's only on this friggin' planet too. Planet, asteroid. Well, Paragus 2 is kind of used to be a planet. Plus, the Steam effect wouldn't just be the only thing, because remember, it was doing that before I technically got into the mines. Like when I first got to the tunnel and got the mining uniform and shit. That was the first time it did it, so...
The containment fields in the mining tunnels are shutting down. You need to get out of there before they vent fuel to the surface of the asteroid through the tunnels. I may be able to keep it contained until you get the turbo lift to the fuel depot, but not for much longer. I'm locking down the turbo lift to the administration section now to keep the blast from spreading. If you've got anything left to do down there, make it quick, because where you are is going to get real hot real soon.
I thought I destroyed the droid. Is it just floating there? So it's dead, but it's still animated. Huh. Oh my god, the auto run shit. See, and I understand, like, this doesn't help the game be any less easy, Patrick, but in all honesty, I just want to get off this fucking planet. I may prefer Peragus to Terrace, but I still despise playing either one of them. To be fair, there's no rat ghouls here. This in particular is why I don't really like RPGs with the whole saving throw shit, because I should not be able to miss. I don't give a fuck what my aim and dexterity is. I should not ever miss at this range. Hey, that floating repair droid finally fucked off. That animation took forever to go away. See, it's things like this is really the only reason I get skills like demolition. Skill too low. What? Oh, I took off this, yeah. What? I planted a mine before. I'm confused. Is it because it's a deadly sonic mine? I'm not sure I'm understanding why I can't do anything, but that's whatever. I did not know it lowered your hit chance. But, I mean, I'm talking in, like, a more realistic manner. I really don't want to leave, because I know I can't get that again, but... oh well. But, I mean, like, realistically, I'm standing right there. There should be no... there should be a certain, like... range that once you're in a certain range, you can't miss. It's like with the vibro sword or even the lightsaber. It's like swing, miss, and you're like, I can understand some targets being graceful enough to maybe dodge a few slashes, but not a bulky crab droid. Not a steel type crabby. A Kingler that's evolved with metal coat. Oh yeah, all this crap. I don't know that I plan on going through all of the dialogue options here, because there's so many.
It is a pleasure to see you alive, Master, provided my receptors are not off focus. How may I be of assistance? Answer. I am a survivor of the Harbinger, just as you were, Master. With the unexpected termination of my previous Master, you are the only organic which I may now serve.
Ah, the Harbinger. That's what it was called.
Answer. The captain of the Harbinger, Master. I was in transit to Telos to facilitate communications and terminate hostilities. However, we did not arrive at our intended destination. Irritated answer. Oh, Master, it is such a long, dull story, and not terribly relevant to our current situation. Hesitant explanation. That has been the subject of considerable discussion since our arrival here, Master. Many have attempted to claim you and this unit as salvage. I was crudely interrogated concerning our brief history together on board the Harbinger, before its communications, weapons, and engines suffered the cascade failure that disabled the ship. Speculation. It is possible you were incapacitated and locked in the well-shielded...
Should I be using Power Shot instead, then?
The Harbinger was being systematically crippled, Master.
Or is there like a feat or something I should be getting to make Rapid Shot not suck?
Clarification. Yes, Master. No doubt the flurry of destruction on board the Harbinger somehow drugged you into a stupor from which you could not awaken. Most curious. Placation. Merely a turn of phrase, Master. The implication that your state was due to the result of ingesting large quantities of Juma juice was unintentional. I meant to communicate only that you were somehow rendered unconscious before you were locked securely in the cargo hold. Clarification. By locked, I meant sealed, Master. My vocabulator seems to be malfunctioning.
I really wish that I could remember in my day-to-day life to use phrases that HK units use. My vocabulator seems to be malfunctioning.
Recitation. Following the unusual set of coincidences that led to the cascade failure in the Harbinger's systems, we were boarded by a small freighter with unknown ID codes. It appeared that this freighter had been attacked, and the captain wanted to study it. This freighter appeared to be still spaceworthy. Your cargo compartment was breached, and you were taken on board the freighter shortly before the Harbinger's systems began to go critical.
Alright, we'll try that then.
Managed to board the freighter before
Maybe
the
that'll
Harbinger's destruction.
get me through here a little bit faster.
To have survived, Master. Explanation. I believe it was a smuggler's vessel by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Speculation. As to its purpose, I do not know. Perhaps it was always its intention to play dead, then kidnap you off the Harbinger and rob me of my bounty.
Well, gave up your secret there.
Clarification. By bounty, I refer to your life, Master. It would pain me to see you damaged in any way. That is why the arrival of this Ebon Hawk caused me considerable distress. Apology. My memory core cannot provide a clear answer on that point, Master. Suffice to say that once we arrived at this floating rock, our situation became much clearer. Explanation. Despite my market value, Master, the miners were far more interested in you. It did not take long for me to ascertain the reason for this. While an HK protocol droid is a valuable piece of property, Jedi are worth much more in certain exclusive markets across the galaxy. Painful admission. I must confess to feelings of inferiority at the speculated difference between my value and the price for your capture. I was forced to remind myself it was not due to a failing of my model or function, but because you were a Jedi.
See, I don't know how much you played it, Patrick, but there was a bunch of like, I don't want to call it a side quest, but it wasn't part of the main story. But there was a long like side quest of like missions you could do in SWTOR, to where you could get yourself an HK-51, which is basically like the next step up from this, which this is a 50. And then further in one of the expansions, you get an HK-55 model, which more or less looked the same, but it had like a black and gold coloration to it. Excellent sniping companion, for sure.
Surprised answer. Why, I told them, Master. You are the exiled Jedi who served with Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, are you not? I hope all that has happened has not been the result of a miscommunication. If so, then the problem lies with the core word databases, which are notoriously spotty. Indignant exclamation. Master, I am only a protocol droid, but it is part of my function to know such information and relay it to any interested parties in the interests of terminating any potential hostiles.
Yeah, the one for HK-51, basically you had to it's really cool because you had to go to different areas and basically hunt down parts to repair it. Kind of like how you had to do with HK-47 in this game. In a very similar manner, and then you were able to like basically build your own HK out of, like, you find a ship that's crashed that's just full of them, but you only really are able to manage to repair one, and then becomes your droid. The HK-55 is more like a companion that's kind of like, it's a droid that worked for someone that you meet up with in the future expansion, and then they're just kind of like become a part of your group. So not nearly as cool.
Quick clarification. Apparently my vocabulary has suffered some damage, Master. I meant terminating any potential hostilities.
The black and gold, it looked okay, but it wasn't done in a way that I would have preferred. So for me, it's still kind of like, I mean, HK-47's HK-47, but I like this color, like the steel, just base metal color for the HKs. Although I think having him have like a nice shiny chrome armor plating, like how the Mandalorian has, that would look really badass.
Answer. All that has happened has been because they believe you to be a Jedi, Master. They debated what to do with you as you lay unconscious in the medical bay. One group seemed intent on selling you as property. The other group opposed this. 3 standard hours after the division between the miners became apparent, accidents began to occur throughout the facility. A result of improper maintenance.
Alright, so this is just a shit ton of just, like, I mean, there's an ass ton of dialogue left, but I kind of just want to get through this.
Conjecture for a
Is that pride I hear in your voice?
I was merely commenting on the idea itself, Master, not the execution of the idea. Though that
It's just
too
like it's
was inventive.
so much, and I love story-driven games, but for right now I'm so tired of being here. I want to do fun stuff.
Would be the highest form of hypocrisy. Of course. Hesitant answer. However, this enough. Answer. Of course. Answer. If he had if ever rapid it would sit. Morning. We correct. Condescend.
Like I'm just
Explain. Condescend. Placate. Answer. Of course, Master.
like, I know I have to get a voice blah 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 to get him to blah 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 blah. I'm not even sure what I got dark side points for there. I think the voice thing is in here. Oh, dude, speaking of, so now that I'm a little less just trying to get through that shit. So what I did for my HK51 is there's a sniper rifle in SWTOR that looks almost exactly like a Halo 2, Halo 3 sniper rifle. And I scooped that shit. It was kind of expensive, I think. But I scooped one, and like it looks so good, just having an HK droid holding a Halo sniper rifle. Like I actually liked the weapon, liked the design so well that I got another one, and I have one of my agent characters. I have a couple. One of them I got him like the Republic quote unquote clone armor, even though it's not really clone trooper armor, and I got a black and blue dye kit, so he looks like an ODST with that sniper rifle. See that, and that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Is I just love playing the game just for the sake of creating characters like that, and then just getting to be a badass. Dude, I had a character. I had a commando, and I made him I built him the bigger character, like the taller one, bigger build, and whatever, because he's got the giant ass chain gun. And I got a color kit for him too, put him in similar armor, and made him look like George, the big ass Spartan from Halo Reach. And I actually named him Noble. I think it was Noble 5. I named him Noble 5, and he was fun to play on too. But when they had a server merge a few years back, they had a thing where they did the server merge, and it was like they were trying to kind of free up names from characters that just weren't being played. So any characters that were below a certain level, somehow I don't know what they would change their name to, just something generic or whatever, but you would have to rename that character. So I got all my characters leveled up to at least 30 or whatever the limit was. But that one in particular, I had him named Noble 5 because he was designed like George. And after the server merge, I guess somebody else had a character named Noble 5, and I had to force, it was you have to change the name of this character. Like, I got no option. I don't know why I hadn't changed mine. Maybe that character was created first. Maybe that one was level 50. Maybe that one was being played more actively. I'm not sure, but that's the only character I had that happen to, and I was really fucking annoyed with it. Like, none of my other characters I had to do that with. And, I mean, which is kind of surprising, because a lot of my characters are based off of other characters from other genres, and surprisingly, none of those were taken.
Answer, I heard, is dying. Recitate. 5 droids. Addendum is remaining in. Objection. Irritated state. Clarific. Of course, Master. Recitation. 5 droids. Addendum is remaining in.
There's a way to get him to
If you clarification. Of course, Master.
say the actual, like, access code. And so you don't have to go to all the, you don't have to go to all the different little things and watch all the holo recordings. And you just get him to say the code in the voice. And
Music. Conject. Condescend. Objection. Irritated state. Clarific.
why am I not able to do it right now?
Greeting.
Did I have to do that first?
Recitation. Of course.
I'm missing something. I know I've done it before.
Condescend. Mute. Conject. Condescend. Answer. Objection. Irritated. Clarify.
God damn it. I don't want to do this the fucking long way, you stupid ass piece of dick.
Greeting. It is a pleasure to see you intact, Master.
And I really don't fucking remember what it was that you did to get around that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Can these ones see? Man, I got plenty of med kits.
Intact, Master.
I don't think they can see. I think they just were shooting randomly.
It's a pleasure to see you.
Well, time to use that level up. Maybe it's because I don't have any in Persuade. Maybe that's my problem. I can't get improved rapid shot till level 4. I can't get the weapon focus on blaster pistol, and that might be what I do. Yeah, that looks like that's going to be the best thing to get right now. And then, oh boy, force powers. You can't get healed to level 6. What the hell? Maybe Force Aura. I don't really think I'm going to use much of these anyways, but... My face against the wall. Okay, that scared the crap out of me. They're both here, but they're dead. Here's where you get the big ol' like fucking Iron Man prototype armors. Alright, now that we have that persuade, let's see. See if maybe that'll help. We can put that on too. I don't know if adding extra will help there or not, but...
Greeting. It is a... Recitation. Addendum. Object. Hear it. Clarific. Of course. Recitation. Of course. Answer. I have. Recit. Addendum. Object. Hear it. Clarific.
Still won't let me. God damn it. The game is seriously gonna make me freaking do it the long way. Man, all the shortcuts I've taken. And then this one it won't let me do. I didn't even see that little shit. Where did this asshole come from? Oh man, they're all coming after me now. What if I make them fight the HK droid? I mean, he is supposed to defend me, right? Get the remains. See, and that's another thing. Is like really annoying. Like, why would droids have credits on them? Or in that particular case, why would they have freaking like stimulants? That was an awful shot, dude. Okay, seriously. There we go. Literally nothing in here. I swear I thought there was at least a like plasteel container in there, but nope. Okay, now these fuckers like to blow up, so got tired of the power shot. He's just like, fuck it. Just shoot it. I think for now I want the critical hit immunity.
Finish the sun. Been speak. Finish my examination of the droids from the Ebonhawk freighter. The T3 unit looked like it had shut itself down. The protocol droid, however, made up for it. It talked my ear off for most of the hour, asking questions about the facility, the personnel, and so on. Still, It wanted to make itself useful, so I put it to work until its master wakes up from the med bay. It seems to have some skills in speaking to droid behavior core, so... There's been some trouble with some of the mining droids, so I'm signing off. Been speaking to the protocol droid about the Jedi in medbay. I thought they'd all gone away or been killed in the Jedi Civil War. The droid told me that his master's the only Jedi he knows of in all the galaxy, and that the Jedi had served in the Mandalorian Wars almost 10 years ago. That would have meant that the Jedi served under Revan for a time. Maybe the Jedi knows what happened to Revan after the end of the Jedi Civil War. Been too busy to enter a log for a while. There's been more and more accidents since that Jedi arrived. The miners are starting to get restless, especially Korda. Korda said the exchange is offering a huge bounty on Jedi Knights and that we can make a fortune if we sell the Jedi to Nar Shaddaa. Security shot down that idea pretty quick. But I don't think Korda and his men are gonna give up that easy. I mentioned the trouble to the Jedi's protocol droid, and he seemed concerned about his master's safety. I told the droid not to worry. The Korda wouldn't... With the protocol droid's help, I made some upgrades to the sonic imprint sensor, using some of the droid's vocabulator subroutines. In addition to its ability to store and record voices, it now has the droid's full array of alien languages, including Basic. Should prove useful as a portable translator. I tried to make sure the protocol unit got some credit for helping fashion it, but the droid refused, saying the work was reward enough. I was thinking of installing the prototype in one of the mining droids as a test, and see what happens. When the dock officer reported the droids repairing the Ebon Hawk, I installed a voice print ID on the droid console system. Someone ordered them to repair that freighter, but I can't find a trace of the order anywhere. If anyone tries that again, they won't be able to do it from this terminal unless I let them. The voice print should cut any user off from the central functions unless I give the code. The maintenance check on the droids didn't help. If anything, the accidents have increased. Security interrogated me about the droids and they weren't too happy with my answers. I don't understand it, though. These aren't combat models. They shouldn't even know how to attack. I can't help but think, what if somebody staged the initial trouble with the mining droids just to get them all sent to maintenance, and then did something to them? I think security's right. Someone's trying to sabotage this facility and they're using the droids to do it. But why?
There we go. Problem solved. The whole voice print things just started to piss me off. got up during the loading, and I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I think my controller like is going out of whack. I always thought the animation for running with the little spacesuits looked stupid. It reminds me of the underwater suit on Manon, except more ridiculous. That must be a mod. That must be something that's changed with the mod, because I don't think it was ever that fast.
On the asteroid's surface. That can't be right.
Huh? What are you doing out there? You're crazy, even for a Jedi. Look, you need to get out of there, quick. What little is left of the facility's venting systems have gone active, most likely from the explosions in the mining tunnels. They're venting Karaga's fuel deposits.
The Harbinger is pulling up
vents.
during the dialogue? What the hell?
That's just it. They're not supposed to be active when the airlock's opened, and not without the safety measures kicking in. The vents look like they've been purposely rerouted to vent the gases to the exterior, and only in the last few minutes. It's almost as if... Now, what now? I don't believe this. There's a ship coming in, sending a docking code. I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, they may have sped up that running animation, but they didn't speed up that frickin' cutscene. And then the ship's not even there now. What the ass? I'm confused. Something didn't load right, obviously. Turns out I'll get to the part to get on the ship, and the Harbinger's just fucked off. They've just left you to just die on this rock. Oh, that's another major thing that's different with playing a male and a female character. I totally forgot about Scion. Like, when you play as a female character, like, he gives up the dark side because he, in his weird hunt for you, he fell in love with you. Really odd. go for a little longer, and then I'm gonna take a break and get me something to eat. Dinner was several hours ago. I got to debate whether or not I want to stay up and do some other shit or get some sleep. Oh my god, another vibrant. It like the game knows we're trying to do a ranged character, and so it's just giving us all this stuff for melee weapons, all these upgrades, these grips and the edges, and super aggravating. Well, the thing is, I don't want to, because I'm having fun playing this, you know, now that we're done with all the bullshit. But I'm gonna have to stop eventually because, like I said, I need to eat. I mean, I did eat dinner, but that was like probably about 6 hours ago now. This is one thing that bugged the shit out of me. All these lockers, and like half of them you can't even get shit out of. Yeah, so I'm gonna eat something, and I might either stay up to work on a few things and then go to bed, or just straight up just go to bed. Thing is, unfortunately, I still don't have Yu-Gi-Oh! Recorded right this moment because there were some issues with it. So I can't really upload that. And Showdown, yeah, I don't have Showdown either, but the hell? It's not a big deal. I need to do an update video too. I'm not sure when that's gonna happen. Also not sure how long of a video that's gonna be. And then I've just got a bunch of other ideas to work on. I've got some ideas I'll probably bounce off you guys again. Maybe tomorrow. I've already bounced one of them off you guys, and nobody really gave me a sound answer, so maybe I'll try again. I still can't believe I've not gotten another Sonic or another blaster pistol yet. See, like, I'm the only one awake in my house right now, but that's honestly about the best and really the only time for me to get any kind of like work done if I have to record something, and I have plenty that I need to record. I'm just debating if I want it to bother with it tonight or try and get some tomorrow night. Because it depends. My eyes are kind of starting to feel tired, so I guess it's going to depend on how tired I feel after after I eat. What in the hell? Why are you shooting at that thing? I said to stop and fucking med pack, you fucking clown. Okay, now I'm getting really goddamn annoyed. The game is not fucking doing what the fuck I'm telling it to. It's pissing me off. Well, this is gonna be a long 23 hours, hate to tell you. What should I put this one in? I guess for now I'm gonna put it in treat injury. I mean, I know the feeling. Like I know what it's like to have something like that you're super eager for and just kind of. I'm gonna get Force Push just because Force Wave is one of my favorite abilities. I'm not gonna use it, but again, it'd be cool to have. Yeah, no, I definitely know what it's like to have something like that you're super eagerly waiting for. Yeah, like I said, I won't be on here too much longer anyways. I really did want to get off Paragus in the first stream, but we had all those issues before, and it's not gonna happen now. It's alright though. We'll definitely get off of Paragus the next time. Dude, that's literally how it felt for Halo Infinite. Alright, and we've been waiting for... Halo 5 came out in 2015. Alright. And we got Halo Infinite more or less 7 years after. And still in a not complete state, so... Like, we still don't have campaign co-op outside of there's a way to glitch into campaign co-op but it's not official. There's no forge, and it's just like, yeah, trust me, we know what it's like. God, look at this thing fucking charging up on us. I really did want to, I was thinking about you guys the other day, like debating whether or not I wanted to get back into like doing the podcast again or doing some Among Us again, but in all honesty, I think Among Us brought out not the best sides of some of us, and so probably not that. I would love to play something like Fall Guys with you guys, or again, as I've mentioned before, Mario Party. Just something that's just like fun multiplayer stuff that's not, you know, that's not Halo, which is my multiplayer like domain, but just stuff that's fun and chaotic and more random than skill based. Yeah, I saw it was the first time they've done open world, which again, conveniently, the first time Halo did open world. Though to be fair, like Halo's open world was extremely let down because it was all the same biome. So like we didn't have, you know, like in Halo 1 we had like any of the Halos, like we had jungle, you had swamp, you had desert, you had snowy shit. Whereas Halo Infinite was all just kind of the same region. We're kind of hoping they'll give us like hopefully free DLC, and we'll be able to explore some other parts of the Halo ring, because this is a big ass Halo ring. Like there's no way we played on the whole thing. But anyway, do I have the demolitions shit equipped? Yeah, I do. Now he's doing that shit where he's stuck in the running animation. My God, stop. I'm about to just sign off just so I can stop dealing with this shit. I think that's what I'll do actually. I'm gonna finish clearing out the rest of the enemies in the area, and then I'll sign out. The embargo? Oh, I'm guessing they so that people would reveal shit. See, that's what I liked about Halo Infinite is, you know, during the Halo Infinite beta, they were like, hey, stream our shit. We want you to get the shit out. So I was like, alright, I'm gonna do it. I saw an advertisement for it earlier, and I was like, it looked cool, but I couldn't really pay much attention to it. I might have to go back and check it out. Yeah, see, there's the yawning. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure out something to eat. I'll probably just throw something in the oven. Eat and go to bed. Kids already in bed. Brandy and Lily, you're in bed. And the weather got really stupid today, so it's like... There's another vibroblade shit. So it's like, it got friggin' hot today. Got hot as crap today compared to how it's been. But then now it's like, it's cold again. I feel like that means he's biased, which in a way it's, you kind of want them to be, but at the same time you don't. Because if they're biased, like, yeah, most people can't, like, even if it's called for, they can't talk down about a franchise that they love. Like, I like Halo Infinite for some stuff. The multiplayer, what is with the weird running shit? The multiplayer is fun. If there's, you know, if not for some bullshit. But the game's just bare bones. The campaign looked amazing, but there was so much missing from it that it wasn't a full game. The story was just eh. But most of the time, most people are just like, yo, it's like that guy. He gave it a good review, but he's a fan. Well, yeah, he's gonna, you know, have good things to say about it, whatever. Is he going to be... Is he actually going to give it an unbiased review is really just the main question. And I feel like most people can't because they just love it, you know, love something, a series that much. And so it kind of just comes down to, you could have someone that's not biased or someone that hasn't played the game or isn't a big fan, but then they're not gonna give it the credit that it deserves either. So either way, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. But like I can't be one of those people that is praising 343 and calling Halo Infinite the best Halo since Halo 3, and some people saying it's better than Halo 3. Okay, stop right there. Because honestly, no Halo is better than 3. 2 is a close exception. And then, I mean, Halo C is great for just so many different things. Nothing, story-wise, nothing really captures the feel of the first game, but I'm sorry. Like, you can't pay me enough. Well, I mean, you could, but they're not going to. But also, like, I don't... What's the point in me being like, yeah, this is the best one ever, if it's not? Because then you're not gonna make it as good as you could. You're just gonna, like, it's gonna be subpar. Because I made you think that it was great. Problem is, most of the people online, the community, doesn't exactly give constructive criticism. It's usually just, you know, bitching and death threats. So, yeah, I can understand why they're not really listening to us as far as criticism goes. I cannot believe I still only have one fucking blaster pistol. What is with this running shit? I mean, a 97 is pretty fucking good. That's an A. That's an A+. We're back on school grades for this shit. Oh, seriously, what is with this, like, staggered running shit he's doing? Lost a couple spikes, but gained some good experience, I think. I mean, at the very least, I'm ready to level up again, and that's a free heal, so... I forgot, then we have Telos after this. I kind of can't stand doing Telos as well. At least the Telos crap on the station. Once you get off the station and you're on the planet's surface, it's much more bearable. And I remember in one of these, there's like a data pad you get somewhere that reveals like a hidden stash, but it only reveals that hidden stash if you can, if you read the if you happen to read the data pad. What the? Well, I mean, good thing I didn't use it during combat. That would have fucked everything. I mean, it doesn't really... Okay, you're pissing me off now. Stop. I really don't know why I can't plant a mine. I don't want to upgrade my demolition because I'm not gonna... I don't use it much. But I don't want to leave another thing behind. Alright, I'm gonna... I'm gonna go in here, kill this last droid. I'll run around there and pick up the shit, and then I'm gonna save so we can do all this stuff next time, so next Tuesday. And I realize this is Wednesday, but we streamed Battle Buddies yesterday, so I'm basically just swapping the days. Probably confusing considering, you know, there's a whole schedule video and everything, but that was kind of a thing where he was just like, hey, you want to hang out and do some fucking Battle Buddies? And I was like, shit, yeah, you know, why not? Especially because getting to do, like, co-op, or not really co-op, but doing split-screen Battle Buddies it's a whole other beast. But it was so much fun, despite the fact that the screens are just another damn... They really, really want me using melee shit. Ooh, Zerka utility belt. I think that's actually good. That might give me enough demolition to, yeah, demolition +2. I wonder if it'll give me enough now. Oh yeah, it has to, because like I'm not getting blasters. I'm not getting blaster upgrades. I mean, I've got a couple blaster upgrades, but like I don't even have a blaster. I have this mining laser. I can't even upgrade this thing. I mean, technically, you know, in Mandalorian history, we know that Mandalorians have, you know, used melee weapons, and they were warriors, and... Why? I'm not trying to open it. I'm trying to put the goddamn mine down. Still says skill too low. Alright, I'm gonna have to figure out I'll have to figure out what to do about that, and I may do that off screen just so I don't have to waste time with this shit. But yeah, so we're in here, and this is a good place to, of course, save. And we'll just We'll just save it as slots, save 7. Shit. And, so this was fun. I mean, despite the issues we had near the beginning. Because I love streaming. I just love streaming and playing and talking, and there's a different flavor to it than recording. But the reason I love doing recordings is I can do it on my own time. I can do it whenever I want, and I love editing. Well, sometimes. I hate the process of editing if it's something I have to make extensive edits to. Most of the time I don't need to. It's usually like when I'm throwing like overlays on top of videos, which is something that's not necessary, but I do enjoy doing so. But yeah, there's no way to there's no way I would enjoy editing that much, but I just love adding little spins to stuff, like stuff I do with Battle Buddies, stuff I do here and there with other stuff too, but alright, so we're gonna make sure that saved. Okay, so we've played for a good 3 hours. Well, we've probably played for a lot more than 3 hours, but that says 3 hours according to 1:45. We started at 10, so it's been almost 4 hours. There's just been issues, but we're gonna go ahead and get off here, wrap it up. Hope you guys have a good night, whoever's left, and yeah, go ahead and send me that post about Elden Ring, and I'll check it out. Depending on when you send it, I might already be asleep. Who knows? And yeah, tomorrow, Thursday, be back with another live stream and another game. You guys have a good night, and we'll catch you next time.